Despite being a Member of Parliament for 34 years, despite being the leader of the Labour Party for the last 2 years, he's simply not ready to govern and not prepared to lead. He's not prepared to use the nuclear deterrent. He's not prepared to take action against terrorists. He's not prepared to give the police the powers they need to keep us safe. He's not prepared to take a single difficult decision for the good of our economy. He's not prepared to answer questions about his long track record of supporting people who want to harm and even attack our country. And with the Brexit negotiations due to begin only 11 days after polling day, he is not prepared for those negotiations. Britain is about to enter into the most important negotiations of my lifetime. They begin just 11 days after polling day, and the European Union is already adopting an aggressive negotiating position. A weak and unstable Prime Minister, propped up by the Liberal Democrats and the SNP. A coalition of chaos, unable and unwilling to get the best deal for Britain, consisting of political parties who disagree with Brexit and want to unpick the referendum result. Don't let them steal your votes in last year's referendum. Don't let them make a mess of these negotiations. But it's important, too, to understand that the referendum was not just a vote to leave the European Union. It was also a vote to change the way the country works and the people for whom it works forever. It was a quiet revolution, driven by all those who felt let down and left behind for too long. A revolution in which millions of our fellow citizens stood up and said they were not prepared to be ignored anymore. To continue to have that sort of remit over laws here in the United Kingdom, or wanting...
Oh, very good. Yeah, I know, I just think it's pretty lovely. Like I said, you know, it's been around a long time. It's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, this is the question, isn't it?
Hi, morning everybody, you're right. How are you doing? You okay?
Last night's debate was a game changer.
It was a wonderful debate, and I hope the public are well informed of the policies our party is putting forward to improve our whole country. Thank you.
You did a great job last night. We're really proud of you, actually.
Rosie, try again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to move? Mohammed, come up here, look. Come up this way. Mohammed, come and do this down the ramp, darling. Look, down the ramp.
We accept the result of the referendum, and we will negotiate tariff-free trade access to the European market, and we will make sure that there is no undercutting of jobs in this country, which this government has conspicuously failed to do, by making sure that there are proper working conditions everywhere. Freedom of movement ends when we leave the European Union. There will therefore have to be managed migration after that. We have a skill shortage in Britain. We have an enormous contribution made to all of our industries and services by people that have made their homes in Britain. I think we should recognise that and make sure that we do cover the skill gaps in the future by investing in training. Yeah, the schools...
the nurseries here are all...
Yeah, indeed, pretty well. I think all the schools are in this. Theresa May gave very firm commitments in 2010, 2015 and also in this election. She hasn't kept them, got nowhere near keeping them, and she knows it is very difficult to give such commitments. All I'm saying is there will be fair and managed migration, and it will be based on the skill needs and economic needs of this country, and that there will be no more of importing whole groups of workers in order to undermine existing working conditions in this country by people that are themselves grossly exploited. It's the employers that need to be dealt with on this. What I've said is that if the Scottish Parliament and the Scottish people want a referendum, they have the right to do that. That was the whole point of the devolution agreements of 1990s. I think any referendum should take place, if there is to be one, after the Brexit negotiations are concluded.